Welcome to the Online Meditation Center. Today, I wanted to share a little meditation technique or approach or tips. And I'm always going to try to push you toward meditating for as long as possible. Because if you're able to meditate for most of your days, then your life will be filled with silence and peace. And often it's easy to set aside times, small sessions for meditating throughout the day. And since you're used to that, you sit down or you walk around, you do whatever you do while meditating, and you get into a meditative state. But what happens when your session ends and you start doing something else? The thoughts flood back in, right? And even if you manage to connect various activities with meditation, for example, while you're washing dishes, you have taught yourself to meditate, or while you're watching a movie, maybe playing a game, while you're brushing your teeth, anything like that, you might connect to meditation. And so when you start doing that activity, you meditate. But while going from one activity to the next, in what I like to call the transitions between activities. For example, you've been studying in your room, and then you're going to go to the living room and be social with whoever you're living with. And so in the transition from your room to the living room, your mind starts producing thoughts and you begin thinking about things, pulling you out of meditation. And you can do this whether you've established meditating during different activities or not. Maybe you're not meditating while doing things, but you want to meditate more, but you don't have time for setting aside specified periods of time to meditate. And so you can use these transitional periods for meditation. And so while walking from your room to the living room, you start focusing on just being aware of your surroundings, of your feet moving, of your body moving through 3D space. And so instead of beginning to think about lots of different things, you just focus on being in that transitional period, you could say. Or if you're done taking a shower and you're going to the kitchen in order to make some food, then rather than just disappearing in thought while moving from, the bathroom to the kitchen, you just zone in on your feet moving, on your body moving, on whatever you're hearing, the different sounds which is contained in the different rooms. Or if you're inside and you're going out to your car, and rather than thinking about everything you're going to do out on the town, in the city, if you're going to buy something, groceries or whatever, then just be completely aware as you step out of your house, lock the door, walk to your car. Just be completely aware of the sounds, how they change from inside the house to outside the house. inside you might have the humming of the washing machine, or the talking of the people you live with. And outside you might have the chirping of birds, the pitter patter of rain, the whistling of wind through the leaves. So all these different soundscapes that you're moving through in these transitional periods from one activity to the next are perfect anchoring points for meditation. And it's so easy when you've been immersed in one activity and then you're going to go do something else, that your mind just is flooded by thoughts because they've been constricted. Your mind has been constricted while working on that thing that you've been focusing on. And so when you're done with that activity, the flood walls go down, when the flood comes. And then it's just a complete hurricane until you start the next activity and you start focusing on that. So instead of being devoured by this hurricane, rather be devoured by your direct experience of this present moment. So slowly build up your capacity for meditation by choosing one specific transitional period first. Let's say when you wake up in the morning and you're gonna get ready for work. So in that period from when your alarm rings and wakes you up and until you go to the bathroom, for example, rather than using that transitional period to think about what you're going to do that day, you instead focus on being completely silent in your mind. So you wake up from the bed, you get dressed, just be aware of your body moving and putting on the clothes. And just be completely aware as you walk to the bathroom. So try picking one transitional period first and master that one. Maybe not the waking up transitional period is the best period for you because maybe all of the days, all of the activities that you're going to do that day, you just have to think about them. You can't control yourself, So maybe it's better to take something after you get home from work and you don't have that much stress. And so maybe when you get home from work and maybe the time between you, after you make dinner and before you, I don't know what you do after you make dinner, but let's say you're going to your room to study or whatever. So take that transitional period from dinner to study and learn to meditate during that transition. And once you've mastered one transition, you can add in another transition. And slowly, over the time of maybe a year or 2 years, months, you can build up so you can meditate in all the transitional periods that you have in your everyday life. And so you are doing one activity and then you're meditating in the experience tunnel stretching from one activity to the next activity. And then you're focusing on that thing. And there's a new transitional tunnel where you only experience life directly, here and now, and meditate. And then also in between all of these, you can create pockets of real meditation sessions, where you sit down and you meditate. And slowly your life will be filled by peace and silence and contentment. So try this, try to connect the various activities you do throughout your day with meditation rather than a flooding mind. So Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Have a great day.